What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Saturday Movie Night. My name is Dave McRae. For those of you that are tuning in after the live stream broadcast, this is a level 2 and 3 on my Patreon exclusive. You have to be part of level number 3 in order to have a chance to vote on the movie that I am going to give some commentary on. But if you're part of level number 2, you can also tune in and join the live broadcast, which is what we are doing now. This is Saturday Movie Night, and tonight I am watching Halloween 5. The Revenge of Michael Myers. This is the first time I am going to be giving live commentary on this video. Or on this movie, I should say, in a video. So this is going to be very interesting, to say the least. What else was I going to say? I was going to say something else, but if you have the movie Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, if you have it, feel free to watch along with me, because I will let you know when the movie begins, and I will tell you about where I am, so you can sort of, get your bearings, as they say, and then we're going to have some fun with Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. This is undoubtedly... Now, okay, before we begin, I gotta say this. This is the movie that I have been saying ad nauseum for a long time now. This is the movie, in my opinion, that was the catalyst, that was the downfall of the Halloween franchise. Now, you could say that Halloween 2, 1981, was the downfall. You could make that argument, even though I actually quite like Halloween 2, because Halloween, the original, was supposed to be a one-off movie anyway. So you could make that argument. You could also point to 3. You could point to 4. But for me, it was 5. It was Halloween 5 that was the catalyst that just destroyed the franchise. So this is going to be an interesting watch. Every single mistake they made after Halloween 5, you can, always draw a line back to Halloween 5. It's not Halloween 4. It's Halloween 5. Anyways, that's a whole other friggin' video, but, so let's get to it. So, what patrons we got in the chat room here? We got Darren Sands in the house. Great to see you, Darren. The Big Ape is here. Tabitha Short, David, Johan Hastbaka is here. Hopefully I said that right. Awesome. Hopefully some more will, roll on in as we get going here. So I am going to hit play on Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. Where's my little movie here? Here it is. There we go. I am going to hit play right now. I'm going to turn the volume down a bit, so don't want to get any copyright strikes. All right, here we go. I'm hitting play, and Mustafa Akkad Presents is on the screen right now. So I'm just going to pause it. On the screen right now, it says Donald Pleasance Presents. Sorry, Donald Pleasance Presents. Donald Pleasance in. That is what's on the screen right now. I paused it there. Okay? All right. Now I'm going to hit play and let it roll on. So Donald Pleasance in is on the screen, and I'm going to let it roll now. Okay, here we go. Now, I got to admit, I actually quite like this opening title sequence. I don't think it's as good as Halloween 4, but I really like this opening title sequence. I have to admit that. I think it's pretty cool. And if you noticed that the title of the movie is Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, and it appears on all of the promotional material, but it actually does not appear in the actual movie. It just says Halloween 5. It doesn't say Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. Did I say return? I think okay. If I did, I meant revenge. It doesn't say that. Whereas at the beginning of Halloween 4, it says Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, Halloween H2O, Halloween Resurrection. You don't get The Revenge of Michael Myers here, so it's kind of interesting. Wendy Kaplan as Tina! Woo! Let's get some love for Tina, you sumbitches. Darren says, this is the first truly awful movie night. So excited. Yes, it's going to be awesome. But I got to admit, I like the opening credits. And Alan Howarth is, again, I mean, there are some, not many, but some redeeming qualities in this movie. One of them is the opening title sequence, which I think is kind of cool. And I don't know who's slashing up the pumpkin. Is he? Is Michael Myers slashing? I don't know. But it's cool nonetheless. It's a standalone thing on its own. And I also like Alan Howarth's score. You know, he's been pretty consistent. So there are some, and of course the laundry chute scene and thing with that. That's kind of cool. Tabitha Short says, super excited about this, Dave. I bet everyone has been hoping for this. Yes, I think you're right. And there's no doubt that once this goes up online live for everybody to tune into, I think there'll be some surprises. Oh my God, Dave's doing a commentary at Halloween 5, because nobody knows about this but you guys, obviously. So, all right. So now the cop cars are racing down. This, of course, is the tail end of Halloween 4, the return of Michael Myers. There's the Shape himself grabbing onto Rachel's shirt, and he flies off, and there he is. And big football player George P. Wilbur in his shoulder pads is standing up. He's standing up. There he is. He's like this. Come on, Rachel. Come get me. He just stands there. God, that really did look like a mannequin. Anyway, he falls down. But you know what? I love the look of the lighting here. Now, again, this is the end of Halloween 4, the return of Michael Myers, and there were some pockets in Halloween 4 where the lighting was really nice. So this whole thing here with Jamie taking her uncle's hand, and I mean, I don't really care about that, but just the actual sort of look itself is nice. It looks cool, cold, crisp, an October evening, so it's very nice that way. And now we're just gonna fucking... what kind of gun does Sheriff Meeker have? Like, what is that? It's like fire coming out of there. You gun enthusiasts and gun owners might be able to help me out. Anyways, Michael has just fallen into the grave or the well grave, whatever the hell that is there. Tabitha says they actually retaped this opening scene. As you notice, Rachel says car instead of truck right here. Oh, interesting. Maybe it's an... Well, they might have. I'm not sure. Halloween 5 experts will be able to comment below. It could be an alternate take from the shoot a year prior. I don't know if they necessarily reshot all of that. It might be a different take. But maybe they did reshoot that for the opening of Halloween 5. You could be right there, Tabitha. So now we have Michael with the explosion. He's crawling into the river, and for some strange reason, his mask is different. And there's no rhyme or reason for it. There's no justification for it, unless maybe in that little cubby kind of area where he was crawling out to get to the river, maybe he had like a box of masks that were sitting there. Like maybe that's where he hides his masks. And he was just sitting there and he's like, oh, I'm going to take this one. Yeah, I love this one. Yeah, I love how elongated it is and the big high forehead. Let's fucking do it. Maybe that's what he was saying. So anyway, now, of course, there was an entirely new or different opening to Halloween 5. We've known about this for quite some time, and they recently as in the last couple of months, found that footage. I suspect because it is the 30th year anniversary of Halloween 5 that this October they will release that footage for everybody to see. That is what I am anticipating. Maybe on an anniversary edition special or something. I have no idea. But this is, I mean, look, this whole thing here is just, it's hard to buy into. It's hard to buy into because I don't believe that the Shape, Michael Myers would, and it's just, hang on one second. I'm going to the chat room. I need to calm down. Darren says he found a new mask and gained 3 inches in height. Oh yeah, it happens. It all happened in there. There's like a time warp in that little cubby hole. I'm not sure if they retaped it, but she does say car. Yes, no, you are absolutely right. Yep, 100%. So we are expected to believe that Michael lies in basically a zombie-like state for an entire year on this guy's table. What happens? What exactly does happen in that year? Halloween Eve, 1 year later. Like the look of that, like the lightning, Children's Clinic, Haddonfield, Illinois. Like, I like that look. That's kind of cool. And then, of course, we have Mute Jamie. I'm convinced that they just didn't know what the fuck to do with her character, so they made her a mute, which I just think is ridiculous. This is nice, though. I do like the camera movement. I like the lightning, the thunder. I love that shit anyway, no matter what the movie is. So that's not really anything to do with Halloween 5 per se, but it's nice. It's nice. Like the flashbacks. I mean, that's good because it sort of sets us up and sort of, a bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? A bit of a recap. Sorry, recap is the word I'm looking for. So that's always nice for those that may not remember. But the whole idea of Michael Myers being at that hermit's location, and I don't think the alternate opening that they shot would have been any better. I mean, again, it may have given a little more context, but it's giving bad context to an already shitty movie. So it's like how I feel about Halloween 6, the producer's cut. Yes, it gives a little more context, but it's not making the story better. It's just giving more context to an already bad story, in my opinion, anyway. The Big Ape says they didn't reshoot it. They just added in some new audio. It happens quite a bit throughout the movie. Yes, I would suspect so. They obviously had some ADR. Why, though, I don't know. What would car instead of truck? Yeah, well, I guess that's a minor detail. I mean, obviously it is a truck and not a car. Yes, it is a truck and not a car. So they probably, wanted to just be specific and ADR'd that, or did some maybe an alternate scene. But like this whole idea that there is this telekinetic or psychic connection between her and her uncle is just fucking ridiculous. It's getting like what the story, it's getting so far away from what it originally was. Like if Halloween 5 was its own thing, there was no previous movies, and it was just about this little girl and this creepy guy that was coming after her or something, and it was built in and around just that. It might be kind of a cool little story, but because we have context, you can't help but look at this and go, what the fuck is going on here? Like, what happened? And what was Michael doing? How was he shitting? I didn't see like a bag or a tube. Like, how was he shitting? How was he peeing? I know I'm getting a little too, obviously specific, but I just didn't like that whole idea that, I would much rather have that he's just gone. He's gone into the ether and he just returns because he's the shape. He's the boogeyman. And we really don't know. That's part of the mystery. That's part of the, how does he do that? Like, what's going on, right? And, so, yeah, obviously not a big fan of that. Tab of the Short says, I believe they shot Jamie stabbing her mom and put it in that scene. I don't remember them showing Jamie stabbing her stepmom at the end of 4. No, they cut away from that. So that was obviously either something they did shoot but cut from Halloween 4, or they decided to shoot here for Halloween 5. And Danielle Harris, there she is. Talented young little actress. She did a great job. Like this right here looks fantastic. The way she's going... Like, it's great. It's great. It's very believable. Yeah, very believable. I buy it. And here we have drunk Donald Pleasance, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, you can almost see you can almost see him phoning it in this movie. And Donald Pleasance, a classically trained actor in all sorts of classic films, was great in the first 2 Halloween, was pretty solid in Halloween 4, but this movie, you can tell he's just kind of phoning it in. I mean, he's Danielle Harris famously said that, whenever I'd get close to him, I could smell liquor on his breath. And so he was probably drinking to get him through the shoot at the end of the day. That's my guess anyway. Yeah, and of course they shouldn't have killed Rachel. I mean, the heart and soul is Rachel and Jamie, and it's unfortunate that they killed Rachel. They should not have done that. I understand why they did. They wanted to raise the stakes and make it seem like anybody could go, but nah, the story should have been centered around Rachel and Jamie and Donald Pleasance. And you kill the expendable people, but it's bringing, because you see, Jamie and Rachel resented her foster, daughter, her foster sister. Not like resent, but it was an adjustment for Rachel. A big adjustment in Halloween 4. And because we assume that she ended up appreciating, obviously, her sister at the end of Halloween 4 because of everything that happened in that movie, we never really get to see the fallout from that appreciation. So this was a wonderful opportunity where we begin to see it, right? We can see that they're closer now. Rachel's got her head on her hospital bed and all that. And that's really nice. So it would have been nice to go with that. And by the end of the movie, they're closer than ever. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate that you had to resort to Tina and that kind of shit. Anyway, where are we here? Donald Pleasance. I'm here. It's pretty much what he does all this movie. What the hell is going on? Somebody get this guy a breathalyzer. Tabitha says Donald Pleasance didn't want to really do the rest of the sequels. No, he didn't. He didn't. He was famously quoted. I forget if it was Halloween 5 or Halloween 6, where he said it was rubbish. Yep. Kill the girl. Tabitha Short says, I understand him drinking throughout the shooting. Yeah, me too. The Big Ape says, the ADR is very noticeable when Michael punches the cop while he's in the car. It's so awful. I'll have to look out for that. I got to admit, I haven't seen this. I don't watch this movie on a regular basis. What a shock, right? So I'm watching this movie for the first time in a long time. So I remember it, obviously, but there'll be little things that you Halloween fans or Halloween 5 fans will be able to remember that I might actually miss. So don't feel free or don't hesitate to point it out. Haddonfield Children's Clinic. You see, right now, we should not know where Michael is. Right now, we should not have seen Michael at all in this movie up to this point. We should not have seen him escape. We should not have seen him at the Hermit's location, which was just weird. Like that, nothing happened there. It's almost like that location was just used to justify where he's been for a year. Who fucking cares? Who cares where he's been for a year? Nobody knows where he's been. Who cares? You know what I mean? Up to this point right now, we're 13 minutes and 36 seconds into the movie. We still should not have seen Michael yet. There is that impending doom sort of, looming on the horizon. Is he coming back? Is he not coming back? Maybe some weird and unusual things begin to happen. Look at this shot. Broad daylight. There he is, just standing there like nobody sees this fucking guy. Oh. So yeah, 15. It's okay. So here we are. Rachel's death is about to come up here in a few minutes. So she lasts what? 15, 20 minutes into the movie. Tabitha Short says, Dave, are you watching DVD, Blu-ray, VHS, etc.? I am watching DVD. I have it on DVD. That's what I'm watching it on. What are you guys watching it on? He said H5 was rubbish. H5 was rubbish. Okay, well, there you go. I'm sure he probably thought that about the rest of the movies, too. And this whole idea that she can, now we have Jamie holding up the mark. What's going on here? What happened? This was the movie, because Halloween 6 had to play off of this, right? So everything that was set up in Halloween 5, Halloween 6 had to go with. Or I guess, you could have pulled a Ryan Johnson and thrown the butcher knife over the shoulder. But, I mean, you gotta work with what you've been dealt, right? And I just was not digging this at all. It doesn't have the same feel. It doesn't have the same tone. It feels flat. It feels flat. And Donald Pleasance just seems to always be there at the right moment, which it was not necessarily a bad thing, but yeah. The Big Ape says, I like Alan Howarth's score in H4, but here it just seems so dated. I guess so. I haven't heard Halloween 5 score in a while. I like them both, though. I think Alan Howarth's score is the least of these problems, or of the issues in Halloween 5, obviously. The least of the problems. I mean, let's be honest. As its own, picture this story. There's no history, okay? So it's just a story about this girl with, look at that. That's so bad. Just seeing him like that in the back. It doesn't even look like Don Shanks. It just looked like, it's not intimidating to me. when Rachel goes into the kitchen, you see him behind it. Like, the idea is right. That's the idea. That's what the shape does. But he doesn't, it's not like this. Like, it doesn't feel scary to me. It's not the shape. He shouldn't be there yet. You know, he shouldn't be there yet. Tabitha Short says, your favorite cops are coming up, Dave. Oh, I know. Boom, beep, boom, beep, boom, beep, boom, 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 boom. Fuck. Oh, maybe Rachel's death isn't here. I thought it was here. Sorry, I haven't seen this movie in so long. It's coming, though. Already. It's coming. I don't like the fact that you can see the back of his mask so open as well. Minor detail, not a big deal, but I don't like it. And if you had utilized light and shadow correctly at nighttime and just only had him at night... Oh, fuck, listen to this. I swear to God, I hear, like, rubber ducks squeezing and circus little sounds. And I remember the director of the film said that we utilized those sound effects to signal to the audience that these cops are, you know, dumb, and they're kind of like, oh, you know... You don't need to do that. You don't need to signal to us that they're dumb. We can tell they're dumb because of their performances, because of what you've written and what they say. Allow the performances to speak for themselves. You don't add hokey, weird child baby-like sounds, cartoony noises to go, oh, in case you didn't get it, the cops are fucking dumb. Don't do that. It takes you out of the movie. It's the you know, 2000, it's the 1989 version of Peanut Butter on My Penis. It's like, I don't need to fucking see that. Or I don't need to hear it. It's unnecessary. Let Ray be Ray, and I'll come to the conclusion that he's an idiot. Unnecessary. I remember, even as this movie came out in 89, so I was 10. Even at 10 years old, I remember thinking, what is that? So dumb. Darren Sand says, a lot of the changes, Myers House, Mask, etc., are down to the director attempting to make the movie more gothic and European looking. I agree, because obviously he comes from that background, right? He's used to dealing in that sort of style, if memory serves. So you're right. And that in and of itself is not a bad thing if it was an original idea. I'd be totally down for seeing something like that. But it's like, this is right. It's like you take a film and you say, okay, I'm going to make it my own. Yeah, but you still gotta, it's still gotta feel and look like it's in the same universe. You know, you don't Rian Johnson that shit. And this is what's happening here. It doesn't feel like it's connected to 4 at all. It feels like I'm watching just like a Lifetime or like a Hallmark drama here with this lighting. And the way Michael comes out of the closet there, he's like this, like his neck is crooked, or like he hit something, he hit his head, or it's not scary to me. Look at this. And then he just leaves? What was that? Why would he just leave? Here's an opportunity to strangle her, and he just leaves the closet? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Why would he just leave? Why would he's like this in the closet, and he goes, well, I think I gotta go pee. Hang on a sec. Fucking terrible. Oh my God, I totally forgot about that. I haven't seen this in so long. That was brutal. I don't get that. Here's a perfect opportunity. No. Oh, no. We gotta build suspense. I'm told we need more suspense. Hang on. In case you didn't see me. Like all that needed there was, you know, like he's leaving the room or something. It's just, oh, fucking awful. David says he's creeping on her. Yeah, he is, but there's no substance to the creep. It's like there's no reason for him to leave the closet and exit the room. If he's getting closer and closer, insidiously getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer, boom, okay. But when the opportunity presents itself, you don't just leave. That makes no sense. And then now here he is here, entering the room. And there it is. It's over. Oh, scissors to the shoulder. So she lasts 21 minutes. 21 minutes, Rachel lasts. And Jamie is like, yes, yeah, yes, the movie's all mine now. No, she's not thinking that. And I like Sheriff Meeker. I actually like him as the sheriff. It was great performances. And this actually, as much as I hate Halloween 5, this is a good line here from Dr. Loomis.
You never looked into his face, did you? You never saw an eye. You never saw that nothing, no expression.
Yeah.
Blank. My memory goes back 12 years to the night when I offered. I'm going to show you. Show you something.
Donald Pleasance can make even the most inconsequential, lines feel fulfilled and complete. You know what I mean? So, but this is a great line. Yeah, that's a great line. I knew hell would not have him. That, you know what? You got to give credit where credit is due. That is an awesome line. Too bad it's in this fucking movie, but it's an awesome line. Let's see. Tabitha Short says the writers actually wanted to kill Rachel a more bloody way, but she refused, so she got stabbed in the shoulder. Yes, you're absolutely correct, Tabitha. Awesome. Darren Sand says the mask tapers off like the Scarecrow's mask. It's totally true. The Big Ape says that line has got to be one of my favorites. Oh, yeah, it's a great line. Hell will not it's a great line. It's a great line, and that's why it's unfortunate that it's in this movie. Tabitha says, so Loomis had to keep his scars, but Michael Myers didn't. That's right. That's right. Well, Michael, he's got his hand is a bit burned there. So, you want something really dumb. Look at him in Halloween H2O. There's no explanation for how he survived the fire. Just, they never found his body. Oh, okay. All right. They never found his body. Even though he was burning like a charcoal the hot dog on a 4th of July barbecue, he's all right. It's fine. Now we have Tina. Entering the house during the daylight hours again. So we are 23 minutes into the movie at this one location. And again, there's nothing wrong with daylight hours, right? But utilizing the shape, because he's gone, this would have been the perfect opportunity to utilize him in not right up there. We should never have seen a daylight death. Never have seen a daylight death. Excuse me, I got something in my eye. No, not like that. If you're going to kill somebody in the day, we'll have it happen in a dark closet where we hardly see them, or, a dark basement or something, but not like how they killed Rachel. And the death was so uninteresting and one-dimensional. There's nothing good about that's how she goes out. And I know that Ellie Cornell is her name, right? I think. I know that she's not happy about that either. Obviously she's come to terms with it. It's been 30 years, but I know she wasn't happy about it. David says, time for the Wendy portion of the film to officially begin. Hangs up. Oh, man, you guys are witty. I love you guys. It's awesome. And you know what? There's nothing. Poor Wendy. She was just doing what she was playing that. Okay, you're this girl. You're the bubbly girl. Okay, so she did her job. But, yeah. Poor Wendy. This feels like such a... man. So now here's... Who's this? What's this blonde girl's name again? I forget her name. What's the blonde girl's name? It's been so long since I've seen this movie that I forget her name. Nobody could ever forget Tina, of course. Tabitha Short says, I never understood why Tina gets all sad and lays on the bed. That's a good point. Maybe as a throwback to Jamie Lee Curtis lying on her bed, but that was justified. No, I agree with you. I don't know why. Sammy's her name. Oh, okay. God, I would never have gotten that. And then you see Michael in the window and she looks back and he's gone. Like, that's good. I don't like that it's during the day, and I don't like the mask. I really don't like anything about it, but the creative decision to have him there, suddenly look back and he's gone, was good, because it's in a time frame where it would be difficult to do that. That's the right idea, guys. That's the right idea. But look at this. We're walking and talking and it's green and it's really nice out, and and then all of a sudden we see him kind of looming in the background, and it's like, I think the director was going for that impending doom, you know, that insidious sort of thing. But unfortunately, because you've already killed Rachel and you've shown him in broad daylight, clear as day, and had awkward moments like, I just gotta go to the bathroom. Fuck, I should do a goddamn video on that. I should do a video on that. Just that scene alone. Oh my God. I think I might. But because you've shown us all this, I don't feel a sense of impending dread because you've already, you know, revealed so many things. I don't feel any impending doom. I'm just waiting to see what happens next. Like, there he is over there. It feels like they didn't really know what to do. We're just, okay, you go stand over there. We'll just hook up, you know, the Steadicam and we'll walk around. Like, look, it's so awkward seeing him walking there. Like, he just walks, like he's not even paying attention to Sammy and Tina. He just kind of walks over and blends in with... Fuck, this is a terrible movie. This is a terrible movie. Tab of the Short says, you can still see him standing behind the curtain. Oh, that's right. That's right. It happened so fast. You are right. I remember that now. That's right. The Big Ape says, I've seen this movie so many times, still hate it, yet I still got to guess half their names. Yeah, I haven't seen this movie in well over 10 years. Honestly. I mean, why would I watch it, right? We got like this Sylvester Stallone / Fonzie / John Travolta from Grease wannabe. David says, Tina's boyfriend looks like David Schwimmer. Oh, yeah. / David Schwimmer. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, that's right. It's Ross from Friends. And Danielle Harris does a great job. I don't agree with the creative choice for her character, but she does a great job. And now he's just standing there. It's like he's just there. Yeah, this is just one giant sort of, okay, Michael's got to come back, so he's back, but oh my God, now what are we going to do? So we're just going to have, you know, an hour of false starts, essentially, with some minor kills here and there. It should have been more about like, we still should not have seen Michael yet. Michael returns Halloween night, or he starts to maybe reveal himself around twilight or dusk, right? But you build characters. You concentrate on the character development and the relationship between Rachel and Jamie and Donald Pleasance, Dr. Loomis, throughout all these moments. So they're talking about him and we find out more about Loomis and his past, maybe. That would have been cool, right? And what Loomis was doing in the 10 years that, you know, they thought Michael was dead. And maybe there's like some nice exposition where they have some conversation and Rachel's not a mute. There's no psychic connection, but just really rich development. And then maybe there's some weird things that begin to happen in the town throughout the day because obviously the town does not like Jamie because it's been revealed she's the uncle of Michael Myers and blah, blah, blah. And like you concentrate on all that. And then, you know, you have kind of like crying wolf things where people start, playing pranks and all that kind of shit. But then Michael does come back, you see, you know, to get revenge on obviously Jamie and Rachel. And it just would have been a better movie rather than just you bring him back too soon. Now he's in Haddonfield just walking around. It looks like Michael's just walking around in the daytime waiting for it to get dark. He's like, fuck, I got here too early. Have you ever got somewhere where you're like an hour before you need to be there and you're like, shit. Fuck. All right. Well, I guess I'll just get a coffee. And that's literally what it looks like he's doing. He's just walking around in the background. It's like, oh, there you are. And like he comes out of the closet. I can't kill you yet. It's not nighttime. You know, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Don't bring him back yet. You brought him back too soon. It is. It's like he's just wandering around killing time before it gets dusk. So this here, of course, I'm at the scene where Loomis is grabbing onto Rachel like, you know where he is, don't you? You know, tell me right now. I mean, it's just like, holy fuck, he's losing it. Absolutely losing it. The Big Ape says, oh yeah, I already read that. Let me see here. David says, Tina's boyfriend looks like, oh yeah. Oh, it was Darren, message retracted. Oh, okay. I thought I saw the chat room move. Yeah, like, think about if Michael had not revealed himself yet, but there was the worry that he was coming back because it was Halloween. And Donald Pleasance, he is convinced that he's... See, Donald Pleasance in this movie, Dr. Loomis, is convinced that Michael is still alive. But a big factor of that is because he's convinced that Rachel knows where he is because of her, all this kind of shit. Well, remove that and just have Donald Pleasance be the driving force of that, like he always is, right? He just knows, and he's trying to convince, like, come on, guys, Anyway, here's the scene of the man in black. There he is. There's the black boots. This pissed me off as a fucking child. Man, it pissed me off. Who the fuck is that? I got shit I got to say about that in a second. But here we are. The Myers house. Here is the Myers house. Who the fuck was the production designer on this movie? Oh my God. I mean, obviously this is the director's creative choice, but my God. It looks nothing. Imagine, and people seem to let this go. And I think they let it go because as iconic as the Michael Myers house is, it only appears in the first movie and the second movie. It doesn't appear in 4 and 5. I mean, the house from Pasadena, California. There is no way Elm Street fans would have been as forgiving. No fucking way. You think Elm Street... You think you try to tell Freddy Krueger fans that is the Elm Street house and they're going to be okay with that shit? Nah, ain't going to happen. To be fair, the Elm Street house is in more films and is pretty much tends to be a central figure almost. That's fair. But the principle is still the same. This looks not even remotely anything like it. And the fact that you're asking your audience to really suspend their disbelief. It's not like Halloween 6. In Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, that's not the Myers house. We know that's not the Myers house. But, it's the same kind of home. Like, you can suspend your disbelief and go, okay, maybe they've done some renovations and all right. I get what they were going for. This, nah, not at all. This was garbage. Absolute ridiculous. This is a Rian Johnson throwing the lightsaber over the shoulder moment. It is. It absolutely is. Darren Sand says, the movie was never released theatrically in the UK. We had to wait until 91 for a VHS release. A 2-year wait to discover the movie is nothing but a corn-ridden mile of feces. I was devastated. Yeah, wow, I did not know that. Thank you for giving that information. That's I did not know that. Now I know. I feel like I need that the more you know sign over my over my screen. I should get that. But yeah, and that man in black, I mean, we all know that the director basically said, I'm paraphrasing, but he basically said, well, I needed some sort of mystery in this movie. And it's obvious, right? Because when you look at the plot so far, it's nothing but Michael walking around in the daytime because he was brought back too soon. Okay, Donald Pleasance, Dr. Loomis not being the driving force of knowing that he's coming back. So you put all that pressure onto the child. And now we're just kind of all waiting for nighttime. And now we have this real long scene of Dr. Loomis just walking around the Myers house, presumably maybe looking for Michael, okay? But nothing happens here. And you just introduce a house that I remember when I remember for the longest time as a child watching this movie. It took me a while to realize, oh, that's supposed to be the Myers house, not just a creepy house in the movie that is old and he was just kind of walking around looking for Myers and he saw this abandoned house and thought, I'm going to go in here because it looks like a safe place to hide out. That's what I used to think as a child. No, that's the Myers house. Get the fuck out of here, the Myers house. It's inexcusable. It is. It's inexcusable. Halloween 6 house? Okay, all right, I get it. It's inexcusable, man. It really is. Here we are during the daytime, following our You know, our characters and our David Schwimmer / John Travolta / Sylvester Stallone / Fonzie. What's his last name? Fonzie Cicerelli? Fonzie? I forget his last name now. Anyway. I used to laugh as a kid with this guy coming out of the shop going, "Hey, what's your bone?" That is exactly something I would do. So I always found that funny as a kid. I like that. Oh, we got the woo! We got the moment. Hey, just want to let you know I got my eye on you. You got a nice car, and you look like one of those guys that are going to be speeding. So I just want to let you know I got my eye on you. That's all that was. Completely useless cop moment. Darren says it's crazy that there were rights issues with the '78 Shatner mask, yet they used the Shatner mask in both H4 and H5 poster artwork. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's very strange. And I'm surprised now it might have more to do, well, I think it was twofold. I think it did have something to do with the Star Trek angle, but also obviously to use the likeness of a real human being, which is William Shatner. That poses a whole other issue. But if I was Shatner, I just would have been like, yeah, go ahead. Just give me some money. And I'm fine with that. Cool. Yeah, I'd be flattered. That's hilarious. What a neat little thing. But Shatner, I mean, he's a good Canadian guy, but he's known to have a little bit of a, I don't know, ego and be a pain in the ass to work with, so I hear. So here we are during the day, and we're about to have another daytime kill. And it's like, man. And Michael's just walking around. Another daytime kill. I think this is a daytime kill, isn't it? This looks very strange. The lighting here looks really weird. I guess they're in the back. The way he's coming up. Oh my God, it's terrible. Terrible! Terrible. There's no suspense. There's no suspense there. There's no impending doom. Like, you know what's going to happen. I mean, you know, again, nuance, people. But there's no, like, I love that they did sculpt the fake head for this kill, though. That's cool. Trick. It's hilarious. That would hurt. I mean, the kills are fun. Look, if all you care about are just kills, cool kills, well then, yeah, all the Halloween movies have cool kills. A lot of horror movies have cool kills. But what are the cool kills with no substance around it? I just don't understand it. The Big Ape says, I'm pretty sure that H5 never had a theatrical release outside of the US and possibly Canada. It was definitely released here. Yeah, again, when Hollywood refers to domestic, that includes Canada and the US, but not Mexico. So it was released theatrically here, as was Halloween 4. Usually everything that is released theatrically in the States is released theatrically here as well, because our industries are so embedded with each other. And it's usually the same dates as well. So if it's like a July 18th release in the US, it's a July 18th release here. Darren says the jump cut when the guy hits the floor always bugged me. Oh, I didn't notice that. And I can't rewind. I'll have to check that out next time I watch it in another 15 years. But jump cuts do bug me too, yes. Yeah, especially if it's a jump cut that was to mask an edit. Jump cuts can be cool if it's to complement the awkwardness of a scene, right? Like, you know, where something just kind of goes like this and that you can tell that they've cut a few shots together. That's sometimes cool. But if it's to clearly just kind of tape two things together, yeah, that can bug me. And there's one that bugs me in the original Halloween, which is the jump cut where the camera is moving along the school with the stairs and then it just kind of cuts in. It's a weird, awkward cut. And then we see Tommy and Richie and Lonnie, and it was always bugged me as a kid. The Big Ape says they cut the death scene because of the MPAA rating. They cut the death because of... Which death are you referring to? Sorry, buddy, I'm juggling a couple of things all at once. Oh, you mean the death of David Schwimmer? So now it's nighttime. I never liked this. I never liked the idea of the brute. Is it the brute mask? I think that's what it is. I never liked this. Like right now, I feel like I'm, I never liked it. I never liked this either. The whole angle. You take up so much space and time in the narrative with Jamie's, psychic angle when you could be developing characters and exposition with making, the bigger picture feel much more rich and fulfilled. Instead, I feel like I'm just watching just these little moments that just go nowhere at the end of the day. I mean, they go somewhere, but like this scene here with her in the car, it's just a waste of time. There's no suspense here. Does anybody feel any suspense? I don't feel anything. I mean, maybe if I think about it psychologically, that knowing and seeing, of course, Michael Myers' eyes here, big mistake, but even though he's not in the Myers mask, but still, yeah. But then again, in Halloween 5, he is a literal supernatural being, right? He literally is supernatural here. So, I mean, I guess he grew his eyes back or something. They cut the death down by a few seconds. Oh, okay. I'll have to rewatch that. Here we are, the Man in Black again. That's right. What a bunch of incompetent bullshit that is. They introduced the Man in Black, and the director's on record as saying that I have no idea who the fuck the Man in Black is. I will let those who do Halloween 6 figure it out. I just know that I wanted to add something in there that was mysterious and creepy, like this little subplot. I was like, what's that? And you want to know why he felt he needed to do that? I mean, again, this is my own, I think it's a pretty well-informed opinion. He probably felt like he needed to do that because there wasn't enough meat on the bone where there should have been meat. So instead of adding meat to the chicken, he just added another, he added another, like corn. It's like, no, we don't need corn. We have enough on the plate. You just need to fill this out a bit. Don't add that. If he had concentrated on the characters at hand and developing those characters and Michael and, just made a better story, he wouldn't have felt the need. He wouldn't have felt like something was missing, you see. Because the character of Loomis and Michael and Rachel and Jamie are strong enough in and of themselves to carry a Halloween movie. You don't need this subplot with fucking, now it looks like she's like, I don't even know what, it's weird and awkward and shit. I mean, Loomis, that sounded so dry. I know this is Thomas kid. It's fucking just. Welcome to the shit show, folks. Welcome. There we are. Welcome to the shit show. It's just water here, but whatever. I should have had that at the beginning of the stream. I planned on doing that, but then I totally forgot. I mean, this literally just looks like Jamie's giving birth. I mean, that's just what it looks like. I know that's awkward and weird to say because she's, obviously a child. I don't mean it in that way, but I just mean that it's awkward. I just don't. She's a talented young girl. Was a talented young girl. She was great. But this is just. And he takes out the Michael. Oh, I'm going to put on the Myers mask now. What the fuck was the point of the brute mask? Why? Why even take the brute mask on? Why not just leave the Michael Myers mask on? He's sitting in this car. I love how he's sitting in this car. This is a bad movie. Halloween 6 is a better movie than Halloween 5. It is. And I'm not a fan of Halloween 6. I'm not a fan of it. But it is better paced. I feel the impending doom in that movie. I feel it. I love the autumn vibe. I love the cinematography. I don't like the story. I don't like the backstory. I think it's dog shit. I think what they did with it. But as a cinema, like as watchable as some, having some value in terms of just watching and feeling sort of like a creepy vibe. Halloween 6 does have that. This movie doesn't have it. Like right now, this lighting, I feel like I'm watching like I said, like a Hallmark Channel Christmas story or something. Darren says, no Oscar campaigns for the century, right, Dave? No. No, not at all. Not at all. The Big Ape says, I think in the doc, someone said that the director never knew Mustafa reshot the opening until he saw it at the premiere. Oh, you might be right on that. I've seen the Halloween 5 documentary, but I haven't watched it in a while. So that's entirely possible. Tina! Like the fact that we are expected to feel something for Tina. She's not a likable character anyway, in terms of what her character was. Her character was the bubbly bimbo, was expendable. And it's hard to, it's nothing against the actress. It's just hard to sort of get on board with that. It should have been Rachel, 100%, from a structure standpoint. Oh, I love that cane. Stop her! I've got a cane! You've got to listen to me now! It's all in the cane, folks. It's all in the fucking cane. That girl! I love it. And these idiot cops. Why have idiot cops? There have never been idiot cops in any of the Halloween films. Brackett was not an idiot. There were no idiot cops in Halloween 2. There were no idiot cops in Halloween 4. You gave this director, Deborah Hill, I know he was your recommendation, but you gave him too much creative freedom. Mustafa Akkad, rest in peace. Well, he didn't give a fuck. He didn't care. Listen, I know he's the godfather of Halloween. He's the granddaddy. But come on. He didn't fucking give a shit. He's famously, he's famous for saying that I will, Michael, you will not die until I do 22 films, or, whatever he said. I mean, come on, man. I love Mustafa Akkad, but let's get serious. No, man, no. That pumpkin is fucking cool, though. Sitting on the banister there. I don't remember that. That's a really cool looking pumpkin. I like that. I should get that. Hey, if anybody knows where I could get that pumpkin, let me know. Let's see. Darren says this movie is slowly turning Dave like a spring. He's slowly getting pissed by the pretty soon it's going to be a blow. It is! It is! And there's more shit to come. The cops are a tribute to the cops in Last House on the Left. Yes, that's right. But it's unnecessary in this movie because The Last House on the Left was a one-off movie, right? It was a one-and-done film, so you could introduce characters like that, and you can do whatever you... well, listen, I mean, there's certain things that, you do have to kind of structure maybe correctly, but in theory, you can do whatever you want because you're starting from the beginning, right? But you can't just introduce idiot cops when there've never been idiot cops before. And so I would not, that's a creative decision I just would not have done. Just make the cops cops. Love how Michael just driving. There's just no suspense. I did not realize, because I haven't seen this movie in years, I did not realize how little suspense there is in this movie. For those of you that are watching along with me right now, I'm at the scene where the cops are where Michael is outside of, the cops are in the car. They see him pull up. Michael is walking around. It's a POV shot. He's looking through the window. He sees people dancing. I guess it's that Halloween party or whatever. He sees Sammy dancing with her boyfriend and Tina dancing with some weird guy or whatever. That's the scene I'm at right now. Tabitha Short says, I was just thinking the same thing, Dave, about the pumpkin. Yeah, it's a cool looking pumpkin. I love that pumpkin. That is pretty awesome. I would like that pumpkin. If I had that pumpkin, I might even swap out BB-8 back there maybe and put the pumpkin there or something. I think that's really cool. Probably can't get it though, but they're playing. Now we're at the scene with the cops playing cards and. You see, a lot of people think the cops in Halloween 2018 was a throwback to these cops. And maybe, but the cops, and to give a little bit of credit here, the cops in Halloween 2018 were not dumb idiot cops. That scene with them in the car was just them being, it was witty banter. It was just a little bit of sort of, kind of fun, and it just broke a little bit of tension. Their characters weren't dumb and bumbling idiots, right? It was just kind of a funny moment, There's a bit of irony there, and they're just kind of, it's kind of like, oh, well, yeah, I know. But, it's just kind of cute, in a way. Like, the scene's kind of cute. But they are not idiots. The cops in Halloween 5, their characters are idiots. So, I mean, it's not like we're watching a funny scene or just a very light sort of moment that's kind of cute. No. They're just fucking idiots. Frank Riker says, hey guys, sorry I'm late. No problem, Frank. Welcome to the shit show. Change the exhaust on my Matrix. Oh, cool. Awesome. You changed the exhaust. Cool. I don't even have the movie on because I know it by heart. Well, we're at the scene right now where Sammy and her boyfriend have entered the barn. And they are about to obviously have sex, and then... Oh, no, sorry. It's... no, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Sammy, Tina, and her boyfriend have entered the barn, and they have the kittens there, and we're looking at the kittens, and... I guess this is just supposed to be like kittens. It's a symbolism that there's this innocent, this sweet nature innocence of the kittens in this otherwise... creepy location. I don't understand why they did that. It seems useless to me. The Big Ape says it's cool. The cops from 2018 were the movie's SFX artist and security consultant for the film. That's right. Yep. That's right. The guy in the passenger seat was Christopher Nelson himself, who made the Michael Myers masks. And I think that's cool. I think that's fun. I like that shit. I do. I think it's fun. I actually had no issues with the cops in and of themselves. The cops were the least of 2018, the least of that movie's problems. The cops were not an issue. If that was the only humor in Halloween 2018, that nice little kind of cute moment between the cops, that might have been interesting. And I would have been okay with that. Darren says, Donald Pleasance apparently shot all his scenes in the first 10 days of the shoot. That must have been quite the that must have been quite the bender for him. Yeah. Donald Pleasance, I think it's because, yeah. I did not know that. I know that he was there for, I think, 5 days on the set of the original Halloween. But that sounds about right. I mean, he didn't have a lot to do in this movie. He didn't have a lot to do at all. He was like Donald Pleasance is like a lame duck in this movie. He's just running around, and we spend, it's such a wasted opportunity to to have some exposition that helps to build a bigger picture of what we're looking at. Because this is a sequel to Halloween 4. I mean, yes, this technically is a sequel to 4, which is a sequel to 2 and 1. But because there's a 10-year gap, these 4 and 5 could have been their own things, like Halloween 1 and 2 were, right? And although Halloween 2, I believe, is still far inferior to the original, it was designed and executed in a way that works. It works. It feels complete. Although I don't, think they necessarily needed to introduce the brother-sister story arc, there was a lot of development in the sequel that helped fill out the bigger picture. There's none of that here. And I'm not saying that you start saying things like, oh, well, actually, Donald Pleasance and Michael Myers are related to each other. And no, I don't mean that. I don't mean you open it up like that. But you just start to maybe open up things about Donald Pleasance, maybe Dr. Loomis a bit more. And I don't know. This is just, I'm just watching a sequence of kills with nothing attached to it. I feel like I'm in a screener room and I'm just watching a scene. That's what I feel like. Frank Riker says, hey, Dave, did you rant yet about the Myers house? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And there's more Myers house coming, so don't worry. I will. I'll do it again. Oh, yeah. I ranted about that. I'm at the scene now. Of course, we're still in the barn and Sammy is running around in the, that is her name, right? Sammy? The blonde girl in the devil outfit. She's running around. Like, there's no suspense here. There's no suspense. The mask in that shot from that low angle actually does look quite creepy in that shot. I don't like the mask. And what is that? Okay. That's why. Because it was her boyfriend. Fascinating. You see, I haven't seen this movie in a long time. That's really cool. That's really cool that just happened. I haven't seen this movie in a long time. So I thought that actually was Michael Myers. And clearly it was a different mask, right? It's the same look, but it was a bit different. There was something off about it. And I actually was like, oh, that actually looks kind of cool. I don't like the mask, but that shot looks kind of cool. And the way he was there, and that's interesting. That's interesting that I felt that way. That's really interesting. That it's hard for me to go into depth on what I'm getting to at that, but that's interesting. Ba-da-ba-ba. I'm sorry, Myers Mansion. Right, Myers Mansion. That's what it is, yeah. So now Sammy and her boyfriend are going to be doing the old, in a couple of seconds, or at least they're going to attempt to do it. I don't know if they get started or not. Do they? I know he comes with the pitchfork and stabs him in the back. So that'll be coming in a second. Ah, man. Is this thing over yet? Yeah. Yeah. They should there's a lot they could have done with this movie. It's a poorly written film. And I admit, I like Halloween 6 better than this movie. Now, Halloween H2O... Yes, I think I would probably watch H2O over this movie, but not because it feels like Halloween or looks like Halloween, or no, it doesn't. H2O looks like Michael Myers walked onto the set of Dawson's Creek. I mean, it looks terrible. It's chintzy and it doesn't, you know how I feel about Halloween H2O, but because it has Jamie Lee Curtis in it, it's always neat to watch that dynamic play out. So that's a redeeming quality that keeps me going. It's kind of how I felt about Halloween 6. Well, it's got Donald Pleasance in it. It's how I feel about this. Well, it's got Donald Pleasance in it. And he sort of is that constant, that helps make things a little interesting. Halloween Resurrection, I would probably rather watch Halloween Resurrection than this movie. I don't know. I got to remember my ranking. What the hell was my ranking? I really like that shot of his hand. When his hand goes across the barn, I like that shot. I like the lighting. I like the fact that it's all burned. I really like that. That was a good shot. Oh, the pitchfork through the back kill. And then he just walks away. It's a good kill. That's a good kill. That's a good kill. Yeah, that's fun. And then he goes away to, he's getting that. He's coming up. Here it is. Yeah, you just take it out of your boyfriend. You just take and Michael Myers lets her do that. The two kills in the barn are probably the best kills in the movie. And the thing to the face. That was kind of fun. There's some alright kills in this movie. It's alright. If that's all you care about, then you'll enjoy it. God, that mask is just terrible. I think I may watch Halloween Resurrection's a fucking shit show. But The Mask in Resurrection is not bad. I don't like the fact that the eyebrows are brown, but it's probably the second best mask prior to 2018's film. it's probably the second best mask since the original. And I have to admit, Halloween 4's mask has actually grown on me over the years. I don't think it's a good mask, but I would rather part 4's mask than this mask. 100%. And there's no real justification for it. Unless, like I said, there was that box that he opened. Oh, look, there's my mask. You know, and away he goes. He's got a Rolodex of all these masks, right? Darren Sand says, good point, Frank. What did Frank say here? I'm seeing the Halloween 5 poster, and my question is, how are they ready for him? Makes no sense. Darren says, good point, Frank. I watched Don't Look Now with my wife today, and we had exactly this conversation. Sex scenes in movies other than 50 Shades are a thing of the past. The Big Ape says, please watch Resurrection next. I voted for it. Okay, well, maybe I will. Maybe I'll put it on the next Saturday movie night. That would be a fun one to do as well. Even though I have talked about that recently, that would still be a fun one to do. Yeah, I'll probably put it on there. At the point here where Tina finds blood on the kittens, and then she finds the bodies! Oh no, the bodies! Ah, no! Ah! And she runs out. She's running. Somebody help me. And there's Michael. Oh, no. She runs over to the cop car and she opens the cop car door, right? And their heads kind of fall out. No! And then I think that's when she sees Michael Myers, right? I think. Oh, no. What a cheap fucking job that was. Looked like he just had ketchup on his throat. Looks like he just had a burger and he was really messy with it. Anyway. There's Michael Myers in his car. He's got... What the fuck is this? He gets in his car. Like, Michael Myers used the car in the first Halloween. Michael Myers drove a car in the first Halloween because he needed to get from A to B. He doesn't need to drive. He doesn't need to continuously do that. He's using it as like a utility. Like it's like he doesn't need. He's not like a muscle car guy where he's like, yeah, I got myself a fucking car. Come on, bitches. I like cars. It's Billy, right? He's going after Billy. He should have fucking just drove right over Billy. He kind of did, but he should have just been like, smack! You see Billy go, and his guts fly everywhere, and it's like, yeah! Gotta keep that down. Don't want the Halloween gods to come in and go, hey man, you're playing our music in a movie you don't like. You don't like our movie. You don't like it either. You just made a fucking movie that said the other ones don't exist. Don't pretend you like it. You don't like it. Darren says, I'm not sure I could sit through Resurrection. Resurrection just makes me realize the Carpenter had more directional control over Halloween 2 than he gets credit for. That might be true. For those of you that don't know what Darren's talking about, Rick Rosenthal was the director of Halloween Resurrection. He also directed the much-beloved Halloween 2 from 1981. How on earth? It's like... I mean, look, every filmmaker gets a bad movie every now and then, but it's astonishing how that was... Like, they're on, like, polar ends of the spectrum. So Jamie is lying in the field, and the car is smashed up. I like how they slow that shot down, though, where you see Jamie kind of go like this, and she looks, and they've slowed the shot down a little bit. And the horn is... Yeah, the horn, that's right. And then the horn stops. I like that. I like that the horn is the signal that, wait a minute. Uh-oh. I do like that. That's cool. That's a good signal. That's creepy. You see, it's creepy. That's creepy. That's creepy. Yeah. Gotta credit where credit is due. That's creepy. Oh, the horn stopped. No! No! Oh, there he is. Getting out of the car. The Big Ape says in the original cut, Billy was hit by when they were forced to cut. He was hit by it? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Well, they should have kept it. They should have ran over Billy and he should have died with his bluts all over his bluts. His guts all over the bumper. Why doesn't she just get up and run? I don't get the sense that Jamie is unable to run here. Just get up and run. And Michael's just taking a really long time. He's going, this is what I'm going to do to you. You ready? Hurry up! Somebody come grab me! Hurry up! Tina is toast. Doesn't she survive here, though? I think she does. Or is she dead? I can't remember. That's a cool shot of Michael turning around like this. Again, don't like the mask, obviously, but that's a nice shot of that mask. You know, that's a nice shot of the mask. There's some nice lighting here. I love the fog, love the light coming through, you know, and creating that sense of moonlight, which is nice. And Donald Pleasance just seems to be out in the middle. What the fuck is he doing out there? Probably finishing his bender. What the hell is he doing? What the hell was Donald Pleasance doing out there? Tina is toast? Okay, good. Ah, I found them! I like that. Excuse me. That's what happens when you watch Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. Sheriff Meeker was such a great character in Halloween 4. He was so underutilized here. I like Sheriff Meeker a lot. I think he was a great replacement for Brackett. I believed in Meeker's performance. And I buy his performance in Halloween 5. I do. But he was just underutilized. Again, missed opportunity to develop more of these characters. There isn't a minute to wait! What do you want me to do? I love how the ambulance and the police officers just leave without this old man. They literally leave him there. And he goes and he has, you know, like a moment with Michael. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? Darren Sand says, so what's the reason for the early death of Rachel? Were they trying to create an Adrian King, Janet Leigh early death shock that simply didn't work? I know Ellie Cornell wasn't happy about it. It's a good question. I think I stand to be corrected on this because I haven't watched the documentary in a while. Maybe those who are watching after the live feed can comment below and let us know. But that is the only logical thing I can think of because it makes no sense. From a story perspective, the logical choice would be to keep Rachel around because we are emotionally attached to her and you've built a foundation with her. And like I said towards the beginning of the stream, we can see that play out, you know, and you can build off of that and make this movie feel more rich and more fulfilled and more three-dimensional rather than one-dimensional. But when you kill Rachel, Jamie's a little girl, so she's not a strong enough character to carry the movie on her own, especially when you make her mute for half the film. So you need somebody else to complement her, and that somebody else was Tina, but she wasn't doing it because of the character she was. So you bring in Dr. Loomis, but Dr. Loomis, the way you've written him in this movie, wasn't helping really either. So you needed that other person to really help to complement her, and that was Rachel. Now maybe if you want to kill her, you kill her at the end of the movie if you have your heart set on that. But allow us to breathe. Allow your characters and relationships to breathe, because that's not what happened there. And now we're stuck just watching this little girl. And as much as I love Danielle Harris's performance, and she does a great job. She's not a strong enough character in and of herself to carry this movie, which is why a lot of these things feel flat. And then you have these adults that are just running around like they're with their, chicken with their head cut. It's just strange. It's a strange film. I can't believe they let the director do this. Like, I want to make this movie. Okay, well, go make that movie. Now, here's what you're going to make with this movie. Obviously he, can make it his own, but yeah, like this whole thing here with this cop and the house and this is unbelievable. Like I said, for those of you that maybe are just tuning into the feed now or after the live feed is done and you're watching after the fact, for maybe a couple of years, maybe until like 90, 91 or something like that, I thought this was just a big Gothic house in the movie. I had no idea that it was supposed to be the Myers house. And then I think I remember watching something or reading something in Fangora magazine one time, or I don't know how it came to be, but I remember thinking, oh, that's the Myers house? I was livid. Little 12-year-old me was like, fuck off. What? I thought it was just a creepy abandoned house that Michael was just kind of chilling in. And anybody would. Anybody would. And of course, I'm at the scene now where Jamie is in the same room where, Judith was brushing her hair, and looks nothing like the bedroom. They try to light it the same way, obviously, to help create the illusion that it's the same room. It looks nothing like the same room. David says, the little girl telling the cop to be quiet and the dumb cops in general, getting the feeling the writer or director thought cops were a joke in general. Well, I think there was a bit of that. Certainly the cops are not the smartest people in this movie, and it's a complete sort of departure from what they were. Not that the cops were brilliant in any of the other movies, but you never got a sense that they were incompetent. You really do get that sense in this movie. And even Meeker, for the most part, feels like he's a fish out of water. He's sort of struggling to gain composure again when he was so in control by the end of Halloween 4. The Big Ape says this is the scene with the cops ADR. Okay. What scene is that? I don't have my movie up really loud, guys, because obviously I have to keep it low for the YouTube algorithms not to ding me. I have it up a little bit. I'm sure you guys probably hear it every now and then, but I'm not sure which. I won't be able to turn it up to hear the ADR. So, but I believe you. I've done a lot of ADR in my life, so I'm very familiar with the process. I like the lighting in this scene. I mean, obviously, the light source is the lamp, the oil lamp, or not oil, the lamp there, whatever it is, not just like a desk lamp. But I like the lighting there. Oh, now Myers is driving cop cars. The Big Ape says when the cop was talking to Meeker as soon as when he dies. Oh, okay. All right. And Jamie's, he's got that whole connection thing is just bullshit. It's bullshit. I fucking hate it. I hate that. Because, like I said earlier, you remove it from Loomis. Loomis is the wise one. Loomis is the one that should be still in that constant. That's his role. That's Loomis's role in this series. I know it better than you. Don't you think we could refer to? Oh, that's Loomis. Don't you think we could refer to it as him? If you say so, right? Like he knows. I don't mean he's got to spend this whole movie running around like a banshee screaming and yelling about how serious, he needs people to take it again, but he should be the authority figure, and he is to a degree. I mean, you do get that sense with him, but I think it's primarily because of the history with the character. Like, the character on its own in this movie is not as strong as he could and should have been. Look at this. It's a beautiful house. Like, to be fair, the house is gorgeous. It is a beautiful home, but it is not the right home for the Myers house. I would never, if my production designer came to me and said, hey, what do you think of this? Or my set design, whatever, my location scouter, if they all came, say, here, what do you think of this? I'd go, are you on crack or something? No, that's not happening. Not happening. Darren Sand says, at least Donald's facial scars are consistent in this movie. No nipple this time around. That is true. Yes, they did a much better job with his scars. Now that's a cool shot with Loomis in the foreground and Michael sort of in the background, but I would not have racked focus there. They racked focus. I would not have done that. It was a nice shot where Loomis is in the foreground looking that way, and you can see Don Shanks there in the background in the doorway, sort of in shadow, and you can kind of see his knife, but he's blurred out. And then when Loomis exit frame, they rack focus to put Shanks in focus. I wouldn't have done that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And there's Don Shanks standing there now on this veranda that was never there in the Myers house, and he's like this. Why is he holding his knife up? Why is he doing this? He looks like one of those mannequins that people have when they, what the hell is he looking at there? The chandelier. It's almost like he looks like this, as if he's pondering what Dr. Loomis is talking to Michael, and it's as if, I don't have my knife out. It's as if he's going like this, going, that's a good point. I'll think about that. Doctor. What the hell would you have him look up like that for? And why is he like this? He literally looks like those statues. The mannequins that a lot of Halloween fans, have in their basements that they dress up in the coveralls and the masks. And this whole thing here, look how bright we see him. Look at this moment. He's thinking about it. Maybe you're right, Doc. Maybe I should. Maybe I'll give you my knife. You know what? Fuck it. No way. Ha! Gotcha, Doc. Gotcha. Like, where was all this in the first movie? Where was all this? Where was this room in the first movie? Fuck. Excuse me. At Darren, and yet Donald has no scars. Botox, Frank. It was the mid-90s. It's true. Botox was big back then. Still is today, although not in your face anymore, really. It's more in your ass. Fuck. I gotta have another shit show shot of water. Shit show, ladies and germs. Shit show. I'm going for a jog after this is done. It's 8:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here. I usually jog at night. I'm gonna have to sweat out all this dog shit. Like, you couldn't lift her out the window? You fucking fail, cop. Here comes Michael. It's always cool seeing Michael come through a door, but to see his mask that clearly, it's like somebody's got a key light over here and they're just shining it right on his face. I love seeing Michael break through doors. If you haven't noticed, in a lot of my little fan films, I break through quite a few doors. Well, actually, I don't actually break through doors. In Halloween, the night he came back, though, we made it look like I did, and here it's looked like he's just like punching him. Now, one of my favorite scenes in this movie is coming up, which is the laundry chute scene. That is a cool scene, and it's unfortunate that it's in this movie. It's unfortunate that and it has nothing to do with Michael Myers or Halloween. You could have put that laundry chute scene in just another creepy movie with somebody chasing a little girl or somebody chasing somebody, and I think it would have been an awesome scene. Like, maybe you have it in like a Black Christmas movie, right? Or maybe you have it in some other movie, and it would have been genuinely frightening. It's a cool scene because of the claustrophobic sort of nature of it, and being a little girl and just being so scared, like that would have been cool. So I like the idea of the scene. Obviously, again, there's certain moments where we see the mask so clearly, and every time I look at that mask, it just makes me, oh yeah, I'm watching this movie. But great idea. Yeah, dude, you should have just gone and made a gothic horror movie. You should have just gone and made a French gothic horror film. You should have done. I would have been there to see it. Well, probably not, because I was like 10, but I would have watched it. Frank Riker says, was the Halloween 2 mask made of asbestos? He had no facial scars. The Halloween 2 mask. He had no facial scars. Oh, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Are you talking about Halloween 2, 1981? Sweet Tea has arrived. Hey, Sweet Tea. Or maybe you've been here the whole time, but you're just talking now. Welcome. I do, again, giving credit where credit is due, I do like the creative choice to shoot at low angles to give Michael a sense of authority and presence. I do like that. Like the angle in and of itself, I mean, I don't really like the way he looks in the shot, but I do like that angle. That's a smart creative choice. And then we come to the point here where, what's going on here? Like, it should be darker. It should be darker. I know there's going to be people watch this ad like, oh, Dave in his darkness. He always wants it dark. Now, that's a cool shot. That is a cool shot. Coming down and that POV shot of her falling down. Probably the best shot in the movie. One of the most coolest shots in the Halloween franchise. It's a cool looking shot. That's a cool shot. David says, Dave, which mask do you dislike more, part 5 or 4? 5, 100%. 5, way more. I've actually grown to, I don't want to say like, again, nuance, right? Nuance. I've grown to like Halloween 4 more over the years. Halloween 4's mask. That doesn't mean that I love the mask, right? It just means that over the years, it's grown on me a bit more. But 5 never grows on me. It's a creepy mask, I guess, in its own right, but it's hard to get behind it. It's hard to believe in it because it's such a departure from the original. Not that it has to look identical, because obviously that mask burned in a fire, but it's also such a departure from the mask that he was wearing, the mask he was wearing in 4, which it should be the same mask. I don't see the rhyme or reason for the change in mask. Nothing happened to him. Right? He didn't burn. It's not like the bullets hit his mask or anything. So I don't understand the change. I mean, obviously there was a legitimate reason why they had to do that. But creatively, I don't understand it. So it's always hard to get behind this mask when I see it because it just makes no sense. Yeah, I love the shots in the laundry chute scene here, which is where we are. It's very cool. And then that moment that Michael sort of backs up and thinks, you kind of see him have a moment where it's like, oh. But I don't like seeing Don Shanks' neck. I hate seeing his neck. Now, I can't recall if we see to be fair, I can't recall if we see Dick Warlock's neck or Nick Castle's neck. But if we do, it must have been masked, no pun intended, by the lighting. The brilliance of Dean Cundy, because just seeing the mask, off his neck and him standing up, and I don't know, it's always bothered me. But I love the fact that he's stabbing into the laundry chute and she eventually obviously gets away. It was it was a cool scene. It was a cool scene. It's very watchable. There's a lot of rewatch value in that scene. The H4 mask didn't fit Don Shanks properly. Is that what they said? Well, then you make a mask that looks like the H4 mask and you get it to fit him properly. Frank Riker says they should have kept sound of Michael pulling off his mask as the sound of him unzipping his pants like in the train. Yes, I would have been down for that. Now, this is a cool shot. Jamie walking down the hallway, coming into the light, the flickering of the light on her face, the candles. I love that. I think this scene is fucking hilarious. But I like, again, the use of light. It's some nice cinematography here. But this scene here, oh my God. Uncle? I remember there was a promo for AMC. It was a couple years ago. AMC, the channel, AMC, not the movie chain. They were having a Halloween marathon. Because it was October or something. And there was a promo on there for Halloween, hang on one sec. yeah, seeing these dead bodies, seeing Rachel dead there. Jamie is screaming because Rachel is dead. That's so sad. I actually feel sad seeing her. She should have lasted longer. How did he carry these bodies up there? Well, that's okay. Actually, you know what? I don't give a fuck about that because that's Michael's MO, so that's okay. That is actually creepy seeing her in the chair like that. But anyway, so there was this promo, and it was like the voiceover was something like, coming up next, Halloween 5. Get ready to say uncle. And I was like, oh my God. Like, or Michael's gonna make, no, maybe it was Michael's gonna make you say uncle. Because when, I don't know if this is a common thing across the pond, but there's a thing where it's like, somebody's maybe, pulling your arm or giving you, one of those or whatever. And it's a common thing here to say, uncle, uncle, uncle. It means like, I'm done. Like, stop, right? I give up. So that's sort of what the voiceover was saying. It's just like, oh, that's so lame. Anyway, so we're at the scene here where, uncle, he stops. Let me see. What the fuck are we doing? And he takes off he complies. And he takes off his mask, and this is the best, most fucking hilarious part. He takes it off, and then there's this close-up shot of his eyeball. How the hell his eyeball is perfectly intact, I have no idea. And there's a tear. And we actually see his face here. It's kind of in shadow, but you can see Don Shanks. The fuck is he doing? You're giving him emotion? You're giving him feel? Look at this shot of the tear. What the fuck is this? This just solidifies. It's like I'm watching a Hallmark movie. And then Don Shanks moves back like this and he quickly puts on the mask again. It's like, no, hang on a sec. You got a little too close there. I was getting a little emotional, okay? You can see my face. You can see my tear, but don't fucking touch me. It's like, oh, for God's sakes. If you're going to go all the way, go all the way. Such a terrible scene. And I remember that one of the selling points of the VHS, I have the VHS, actually. It's down there. Damn, I should have brought it out. I didn't think to bring it out. It says, Michael Myers is finally unmasked. I'm like, no, he is. You don't see anything. Give me a break. Tony Moran, as much of a dick apparently he is the only time we truly ever see Michael Myers unmasked. Although there were very close moments of it in Halloween 2018. I'm taking another fucking shot of water here. It's just water, but I'm just going through the motions because I feel I have to. Cheers. This whole idea, come on, get her, come on! He's just walking like this. Come on! How did Loomis set that trap up? How the heck did Loomis set those... How did he do that? Those chains look like they weigh about 200 or 300 pounds. And all of a sudden, he brings out this shotgun? Where the hell was this gun? Where was this gun? Obviously, it was in his coat. That's what they're alluding to. But I'm like, dude, he's savvy. I don't know how the hell he got that up there, where he got this gun from, and where he got the tranquilizer darts from. No idea. Michael's moving around like a caged animal, right? He's like an animal. That's what we want to see. I think that's even what the director said. And now it's WWE wrestling. Oh my God, here it is. Dr. Loomis is hitting Michael over the head with a 2x4. He's smashing him. It's 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Look at these awesome POV shots from within inside the chains. Donald Pleasance, die. He just keeps die. And Michael's taking it like a champ over the head. This is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Holy snap and crap. Die. This is amazing seeing this. Holy crap. Donald Pleasance beating down the evil with a 2x4 in the Myers house that doesn't look anything like the Myers house, ladies and germs. Holy snap and crap. Is it over? No! Oh, he's gotten so close, he could make out with him at this very moment. Yes, do it. Do it. Kiss him. You're so close. You might as well. Look at the way he's looking at him. He's thinking, you know what? I could kiss him right now, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. Wow. What a fucking ending. Woo! And there's Michael Myers in chains, in a jail cell, which is hilarious. And there's a moment coming up where we see him like this, and he's, bent over like he's going, oh, shucks, they got me. What this listen, I've often said that he's a human being, the original intent, but with a look at this, look at him. It's humanizing him too much. I don't want to see him going, oh, well, they got me. Shucks, I guess I'll just sit here and wait for the guy in the black boots and the machine gun. Fuck. I remember not liking that shot of Michael. It looks awkward. Like, he's supposed to be the biggest, baddest motherfucker around. What the hell are you doing showing that shot? Just maybe show his hands in chains. Show a close-up of his burnt hands in chains, and they're bloody and bruised from all the carnage that's happened during the movie. And maybe you just, and that's it. That's all you got to show. Don't show a wide shot of him sitting there going, hated that. That cop looked like he briefly looked at the camera. I just saw that. The fuck is this? Who is this guy coming through with a Tommy gun? This looks like the beginning of some gangster movie. Unbelievable. Breathe on him, Donald. That's right, Darren Sands. Samantha Vestal, this is great. Sweet tea, laugh out loud. Everyone's laughing. Yeah, I was tapping into my play-by-play announcing there for your... Oh, man. Haddonfield Police. And Jamie walks back in. This is cool. Like, I will say again, to actually see her coming in and the camera following behind her, it adds that unsettled, that bit of unsettled sort of uneasiness to the scene. And seeing the cop there like this, I like how the cop is like this against the wall. It looks awkward, like he really did fall. Because if you are really killed, you're going to fall sort of however you land, right? So I kind of like that look. Like, it's just kind of like, yeah, like lights out. He's done. Seeing all the carnage and the cops, it's genuinely unsettling. But this carnage is not from Michael. It's from a fucking machine gun. So that in of itself waters down this scene, because it's not like Michael did any of this. Michael didn't do any of this. No, it's all because of the machine gun that came in. But it's shot nicely. Cool seeing the jail cells off there and the fire there and things like that. That's kind of cool. I like that creative choice, have fire on the bars. And here we go. No. This is it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. The cast of characters is scrolling up the screen now in order of appearance. Rachel, Ellie Cornell, Meeker, Bo Starr, gotta fucking love that name, Loomis, Donald Pleasance, Daniel Harris, Harper Roseman, Karen Alston. I could keep going, but I think it's going to go by too quickly. It's going to go by way too fast. I couldn't read the names as fast. But yeah, that is Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. If you are tuning in after the fact, thank you for tuning in. To all my patrons that tuned in for this Saturday movie night on this Saturday, July the 20th, 2019, thank you very much. And to my patrons, again, thank you very much for your continued support each and every month on this channel. It is greatly appreciated and does not go unnoticed. I do think you guys rock. What do we got here? Tabitha says, how the hell did a machine gun break the jail bars? I don't know. He's got, who knows? Maybe he had some other contraption underneath his trench coat. Who the hell knows? Darren says, is there a theme for Two Dudes this week, Dave? Yes, there is. Tomorrow night, Tony and I will be talking Halloween Ends and Halloween Kills. That'll be the general theme of the show. We were going to actually talk about I Know What You Did Last Summer and Urban Legends, but we've pushed that in light of the big news that has dropped. So we're going to talk about that, and we're also going to talk about the Top Gun trailer as well, sort of off the top, because Tony wants to talk about that. So we'll touch on that as well. But the overall main topic will be the big news that dropped. So that is tomorrow night right here on this YouTube channel at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Samantha Vessel said, best Saturday movie night yet! Awesome. Good to hear. David says, thanks, Dave. Fun stream as always. Frank Riker says, you guys rock. You guys rock as well, sincerely. So that will do it for me as the credits continue to roll here. That movie couldn't fucking have ended any... One last Listen, it's just water, but, you know, it's the principle, right? Shit show. Cheers. All right. All right, now I'm going to go for my jog. All right, guys, in the meantime and in between time, I will talk to you guys soon. Cheers.